This thing is fast, it's bloody quick as well, it's feature loaded and it's supremely comfortable on the inside. Is the BYD Sealion 7 then India's best electric SUV under the 50 lakh rupee mark? Well, there is only one way to find out. Now, it's very rare that I start a review of a car from the driving behavior and the performance point of view, but this one, the Sealion, deserves that. Multiple reasons. A, we have the all-wheel drive performance version, and B, the performance on tap is really bonkers for the price. Now, let me first show you the acceleration on offer. It's got a dual motor setup with bonkers amount of power and torque coming in, and BYD claims that we do 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds. For a car costing around half a crore, 4.5 is really very commendable. So how quick is it in the sport mode on an isolated expressway? See for yourself. 0 to 100, 4.2 seconds. 4.2 bloody seconds. Let's try this once again. Give it one more push and try. This is quick. Same 4.2 seconds, performance SUV. So yeah, the on-board display showed 4.2, which is even quicker than what BYD claims. The rush of torque is intoxicating. Along with this, if the road allows and if the conditions are okay, it will go on to hit a top speed in excess of 200. We got, I think, around 218 on the speedometer before I lifted off, and yeah, this is truly a cross-country champion. So it's quick in terms of acceleration. It's got a very good top speed as well. But you'll ask me, and I'll answer it, Bunny, what about your range on a highway cruising basis? Now, if you use this to cruise on the highway, for example, at 100 kmph, which I'm doing right now, not in the fast lane, in the second lane there is a Volkswagen overtaking me. So yeah, if you cruise at 100 kmph with two people and the aircon running, what are the figures? We did a run for 50 kilometers. See for yourself. And 50 kilometers done. The average efficiency is 20.9 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. This means at 100 kmph you can get 400 kilometers on a full charge from the Sealion 7 all-wheel drive. Of course, if you happen to drive the rear-wheel drive, that will be even more efficient. And now the video continues. So yeah, a genuine 400 kilometers at high speed cruising is what the Sealion offers you. The figure will be better even if you opt for the non-all-wheel drive version. That will even go in a higher manner. So yes, it's quick, it's fast, it's efficient. The claimed range, by the way, is 500 plus. And while coming towards the expressway from Jaipur side, in mixed conditions of city and moving flowing traffic, the efficiency was even better at approximately 17 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. We've seen this in the past. BYD, whatever they claim, you can get that. Moving on to the highway manners itself, the issue here is that the ride tends to be slightly on the bouncier side. In fact, when I was doing the top speed run at 140 and beyond, the vertical movement was a bit too much to my liking. I thought with a massive battery pack, the center of gravity would be better, but that is not the case. Even braking from higher speeds of 150 plus did not really inspire confidence in me. So this is a thing that is lacking. However, if you're cruising normally at 120, there is no reason to worry about. You will not feel intimidated. The car will not feel nervous in that scenario. In fact, even changing lanes enthusiastically, we did that with no traffic around. You do that at least with the all-wheel drive, with the power going to all the four wheels, you are really under control. So highway manners are sorted in that way, and you have a lot of driver aids coming in, including this camera on the right side, which will warn you if you take your eyes too much off the road into the system and everything. It will keep on warning you with audible and a visual warning right over here. So that is a good plus point. And for the better part, it is a comfortable drive apart from those undulations on the highway. Road noise is really well under control. Of course, there's no motor, but even these tires, remember it's a high performance SUV for higher speeds and a lot of torque on the wheels. So even these tires which are handling all that torque and the power and the speeds are still relatively quiet. Again, I'm at 100 right now. I can easily speak to you. The road noise is not picking up too much. What happens at 120 beyond is that from a few places, the air noise, the wind noise starts coming into the cabin. That is something that BYD could have worked upon. You saw that cement joints, you can see right now also undulations. It's the Mumbai Expressway, but the road conditions, the road quality is not really very good, and you can see the movements coming in. You get my point? The same is also visible inside town. We were leaving Jaipur and there were a fair bit of bad patches with potholes, manhole covers and so on. And the ride was comfortable. It could have been plush. The tuning, again, not to the standards of Indian roads. There is that bounciness factor. The vertical movement even inside town remains. But otherwise, still for a 50 lakh rupee car, I will not be complaining too much, mainly because of the space and the features on offer. Look at this. I stand 6 feet tall. I've got sizable amount of headroom. Co-passenger, if the passenger sits next to me, our shoulders will not rub, and it's a feature loaded electric SUV. I've shown you that during the Auto Expo walk around. Of course, like other BYD models, the screen can be rotated from the touch of a button. So that's a party trick that you can show off to your friends. Plus point is this super fast charging on for your phone right over here with ventilation, so your phones will not heat up, and a lot of practical storage spaces, including this area where I can actually store 1 liter bottles. Of course, we have the front kiosk space in the boot extra as well. 500 liters of boot space plus more space to keep like a front. There is a rear front as well. So practically and storage wise, it is sorted. I love the seats. You don't get adjustable headrest, but the design is so nice. Of course, they are ventilated, but you have to go into the menu on the screen to get the ventilation to work. So a lot of functions are screen dependent, which is we have seen in other BYD models, but once you get used to the car, should not be too much of a concern. Rear seat space and comfort levels, well, let us show you right away. Ample amount of knee-room right over here, a huge glass roof and good quality bits on the rear of the Sealion is what will welcome you over here. Very, very spacious for the segment. This seat is currently for someone who is 5'10", 5'11". I stand 6 feet tall, and look at this. Plus a completely flat floor. I can just take my feet forward and have a good nap on the move. Even the seats can be reclined. They have a split of 60 and 40 right over here. Your cup holders, a bit of storage space right over here, and a good view from the rear, because the seats, they look very sporty and very racy. The shortcoming, the seats are large, and in terms of visibility, they do come in your view to an extent. Plus it's an SUV, but you do sit lower over here, so the window sill is slightly higher up as compared to other regular SUVs. Apart from that, no complaints on the rear of the Sealion. Look at the craftsmanship, soft materials all across the door, and again, like the front doors, you have to lift this to open it. Looks and feels very premium, very, very cool. So for me, it's all about the luxury element, the premium appeal at the rear, and of course the comfort factor coming in. But some people who are shorter, who will probably sit like this, might feel slightly claustrophobic, if I may say. Practical add-ons, well, you do have your cup holders, sizable amount of space in the door pads, and you have map pockets on both the seats, along with a place to keep 2 phones independently, and of course C-type and USB type charging at the back, and AC vents right over here. Thankfully, it doesn't open. It's a glass roof, and Indians need to learn how to use a sunroof. So glass roof right over here has a very airiness on the inside. And last thing, you have this touch operation for the lights at the back. Now we have already shown you the C11-7 from the Auto Expo, so I will keep the design part short and sweet in this video. Now this one is based on the Seal EV sedan, and in this crossover or the SUV avatar, it does look very good for a sub 50 lakh electric vehicle. It's longer, wider and higher than the Seal, and the road presence is kick-ass. I especially love the way the side shoulder line rises into the rear and merges very well. Speaking of the rear, you do get familiar shape for the tail lights and of course the connected LED bar. Plus yes, the alloy wheels gel in well with the size of the vehicle. Now its main rival is the BMW iX1, and personally, even though a bit loud, the C11 7 would be my pick as far as aesthetics go. And that brings us to the end of the video. Now as of today, right now we don't know the pricing. It will be out on the 17th of Feb. Remember, even the non-AWD version of the Sealion gives you a lot of features, a lot of kit on offers. At this price, it will sit very comfortably in the luxury EV SUV space in the market. Other examples are the BMW iX1 long wheelbase version at 49 lakh rupees ex-showroom daily and the EQA at 67 lakh rupees ex-showroom daily. I do understand for a lot of people out there in the market, this is a new brand name, but BYD is currently the world's largest maker of EVs. In India, they have approximately 40 showrooms, but these will be expanded going forward this year and next year as well. Anything I've left about the Sealion 7, please ask me in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to check out our detailed review of the iX1 as well. That is the main rival of the Sealion 7.